about a time that you had a conflict with someone and what occurred. What's popping into your head right now? Is it that lady in the grocery store that wouldn't get out of the way so you had to tell her off? Or maybe it's the coworker that you find extremely annoying who doesn't do their work, and so you had to, tell them how it is and explain what they needed to do. Or maybe it was a customer that came into your store who kept calling you out and telling you that you were lying and that you weren't doing very good service, and your temper might have gotten the better of you, and in the end they left not very happy and you were grumpy for the rest of the day. Yeah, those might very well be answers that pop into your head for this question if you're asked it in an interview, but they're probably not what I'm looking for as the interview panelist. When you're asked the question, so tell me about a conflict and what occurred, I really am looking at your relationship building skills, your ability to resolve conflict. Conflict is inevitable. It's something that's an everyday occurrence, and it's actually required for us to start to hear other people's views and see other people's opinions. What the employer is really doing is asking you about conflicts that you've been in and what's your resolution style. Are you someone who tends to avoid the conflict completely and ask people to deal with it so that you don't have to, or just shy away from the person and never really deal with the problem? Or are you maybe more confrontational and competitive? Do you always have to win in that conflict? Always have to get the last word? There are things that I want to know as an employer, especially if you're going to be working with other human beings or serving the public or dealing with customers. And so they may be skills and things that you need to work on and learn more about. There's lots of courses on conflict resolution and things that you can study to enhance your skills. And when you answer this question about how have you dealt with a conflict and what happened, you can use the STAR method, in fact. It'll work really well. What was the situation? What was going on? What was the task? What did you need to do? What actions did you play? And what was the results? What happened? Did the two of you get along better? Did you resolve things? Did you figure out another way to tackle it? Or have you never talked to that person again in 6 months? Or they left angrily, stomped out the door, and put in a terrible review for your boss to read? If that is in fact maybe what happened, what did you learn from it? Have you changed up your strategies? Learned other ones to apply? That could be good too, and things that I do want to hear about. The key with conflict, though, is that you have to be honest. Because as an employer, I am going to do some follow-up on this question. And if you tell me that, I don't really have conflict, I'm well loved by all of my coworkers and my customers, I get 100% reviews. And when I do that review on you, it turns out that, we've had a lot of performance issues with her, and she tends to get in conflicts. She tends to let her temper get the better of her. She won't let other people have an opinion or a voice on matters, and tends to take over the meetings. Either you're not very self-aware on how you deal with conflict, or you are trying to butter me up as the interviewee. Either way, it's not going to work. So when you're asked the question, how do you deal with conflict and what happened? What was the outcome? I want you to really think about it. Sometimes the way that you've resolved conflict is actually by not having a conflict. Maybe you're a really good communicator. Maybe you're a really good mediator. Maybe you have a skill at getting to people and how they're feeling, addressing their needs, understanding what it is that they need from you and how you can help. That's an answer too. You just have to think of examples that you can give me that are going to help me as the employer understand how you are going to interact in this job. So I hope that you'll subscribe to my channel, Carrie-Lynn Hotson, Job Interview Coach, because I really do want to help people rock that interview and learn how to practice for success. I've created a large series of videos for you to watch and learn more about why we create questions, what they're meant to ask, how you can answer them, and how you can practice for this interview. I also have a website, jobinterviewcoach.ca, that'll give you even more tips and tricks and teach you how I coach people one-on-one to really improve their interview skills. If you have other questions that you've been asked or thrown at in an interview that you didn't know how to answer, please leave them in the comments below so that I can create more videos to help you and other viewers learn to improve their interviews and rock that next one. Thanks.